Welcome to the MIB podcast, where we help you chase your dreams side by side. And now, your hosts, Mike and Talia Osborne.
What's up, what's up, what's up?
Hey.
This is Mike.
And Talia.
And you're listening to
The MIB podcast.
MIB, where it's at. Hope everybody's having a terrific day. We're just trying to get a lot done today. We've been working our butt off, but we are so glad that you're here today, spending a little bit of time with us.
Yep. We recently went on what we could like to call the Grand Main Walmart tour.
Oh, gosh.
We went from probably the middle of the state all the way up to the higher middle of the state, all the way back down and around, made a big old loop and came back home and visited like 7 Walmarts or something like that.
Yeah, it was a lot of work. Did it with 4 kids pulling a trailer, but you know what? That's the things you do to make your business work. We needed a one-day solution to buying a bunch of stuff to resell on Amazon, and we did.
Yep.
Not as good as we'd wanted to, but it's okay.
Yep.
And it worked. So that was fun. It really wasn't. That was terrible. But, you know, it's one day of work compared to doing it over like 2-week period, whatever. So
yeah, I'll take it.
Today's episode 11. I can't believe we already done 10 of these things, and now we're on 11. And this one is going to be a little bit, let's say, what's the word? We're going to be completely transparent with you, and we're going to talk about some hard decisions we've had to make recently.
Yep.
And,
so the title is Married and Hard Decisions.
Yeah, that's it. So, and what we're going to talk about later on is we really want you to know that we're real people. We have real decisions we have to make. We want to be extremely just transparent, clear as glass on what we are going through. And, you know, we want to tell you about it, and we hopefully can help you along the way when it comes to making your hard decisions.
Yeah.
And at the end, you'll see that, we'll talk about it at the end, it's more of a high-class problem.
Yeah.
The high-class problems are way better to have than
regular problems.
Oh, yeah, or life-threatening problems or whatever else.
Well,
but we're going to, before we do that, let's do a little bit of house cleaning.
Yeah, before we dive in, please follow us at facebook.com/MIB podcast. Also, you can visit us on the web, themibpodcast.com. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to submit them on Facebook or to our email, info@themibpodcast.com.
Yeah, we want to hear from you. We really appreciate you guys. You really keep us going, keep us motivated to keep giving out information. And hopefully you're getting a kick out of our experiences in our business career. And we hope you're going to get some out of it. We've done a couple really good podcasts, I feel, on different things we do about goal setting, starting a business with no money, you know, starting a Facebook store out of nothing, literally creating a magazine in 3 weeks, make it profitable. I mean, this is stuff we've done. And we talked about it. Episode 10, that's what we talked about, creating a magazine of your own that you could literally either boost your lifestyle with or obviously make money with.
Yep.
So check that out, episode 10, if you want to learn about that. It was really a lot of fun talking about it. And today it's all about, again, hard decisions.
Yes. Have you ever had to make a hard decision? I'm not talking about what pair of socks to wear. I'm talking about...
Do they really need a match? I don't know.
No, they don't need a match, just so you know.
Not in boot weather.
But yeah, you know, we were at a crossroads, and we made a decision. We made it final. And we're going to share that at the end. But, you know, the book we read says that we need to seek wise counselor, meaning someone who's wiser than we are. And so we've done that. We've talked to a few people about, you know, the decisions we needed to make. And I think
we asked their opinion when we felt that it actually was something we valued. If you don't value anybody's opinion, you never.
There's no point in asking.
Yeah, wise counsel means wise, not just somebody has an opinion.
Right. So, everybody got an opinion.
Yeah. And then, you know, same thing, the book I read says you have a multitude of counselors. Same thing, this wise counsel of people that you can trust and depend on when it comes to making decisions that are hard, that don't feel good, things like that. So, yeah. We're going to talk about that today.
Yeah. So, you know, one of our former mentors, he always said that there is no wrong decision. He said that you can make a decision and then you make it the right decision followed up by the actions that you take to ensure that the decision that you made was right. So that's what we're trying to do right now.
Yeah, I mean, things to consider when you make a decision. We'll give examples of moving and having kids and getting married or whatever. But what will this mean for you? So this is a business podcast. What would this decision mean for your business? Is it something like where in the past we rented warehouse space, and
oh my gosh,
that ended up being a bad decision.
That was a bad decision. We made it right by getting out.
Yeah, we made it right by getting out. But, and taking on employees, but we found out right away that we love people too much to be employers, you know? So you have to have people in that case that you trust that could be managers of people. Mm-hmm. So, we found out that was a bad decision. We shouldn't have done that. Yeah. What is the decision you're going to make? What does it mean to your relationships, right? Yeah,
and that includes, your business partner relationships, your employee relationships, your husband and wife or boyfriend and girlfriend relationship, and also your relationship to your kids if you have any. So these are like really big things to consider because, what does it mean for your time? Because you spend so much time growing a business. Is this going to take whatever decision you're making? Is it going to take away from what you're currently doing? Is it going to take away from your family? Is it going to take away from maybe your lifestyle that you have? And is that okay?
Yeah. It's like having kids. I mean, that's a big decision. Luckily half of us, have kids on accident. No problem there. But, like that will affect your marriage. It's going to affect the way your spouse looks, maybe feels about herself. It's going to make you fat, too, if you're a man, sympathy fat. But, that's a big decision. You now maybe need a new vehicle or a new place to live. And all this trickle-down effect based off your decision of having children. That's a big thing to think about, right? You have to think about what you need to do to either prevent that or, like us, how many kids we want at this point.
Yeah, I'm guessing some of you are like, what? You still want more? That's up in the air. We'll see what.
If we accidentally have another one, that'll be good.
But then, you consider how can we still accomplish our goals if we have a huge chunk of time being taken up by something else? Mm-hmm. Deciding sometimes not to do something is a harder decision. Say leaving something that you love. And, Mike gave an example of like baseball, right?
Yeah. Like, me and Talia both played sports through high school and things like that, very competitive. And, what everybody did was, they went and joined a softball team. They played baseball. They joined flag football. They did even semi-pro, things like that, different levels of things that take up their time with something they absolutely are passionate about. They love it so much, right? And they can't let it go. Mm. So sometimes saying no to doing something you absolutely love doing is the right decision, or it's the hard decision you have to make.
Yeah, because, your time may be better spent in pursuit of the business or in pursuit of the passion that will pay the bills. So not saying that you can never go back, but saying that everything has its time, right?
Yeah. I always heard, people told us that, you love playing baseball, you love playing volleyball, these different things we love doing. Earn your time back by, creating a big business or the lifestyle or the quote unquote, I don't believe in residual income anymore, but residual output or residual income that buys you time and money, that creates lifestyle.
Yep.
And you'll get it all back. So yeah, go out there and, like for me and Talia, if we wanted to do nothing else, we have a business that pays us a 6-figure income that we could say we work 4 days out of every 14, every 2 weeks. We work 4 days and we have 10 days to do nothing. Yep. You know what? We're not going to podcast. We're not going to create courses and we're not going to give away free information. We're just going to go out there and chill, play volleyball all day, get sunburned, whatever we want to do. But we don't do that because that's not where we want to be.
Yeah.
But we have that option and you can have the same option if you decide to. You have to decide, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get to a point of having this freedom that I want.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And, it's always, I think you probably have heard us say this a couple different times, but do what produces good, not what feels good. Because there's plenty of things that feel good that don't produce good. And so you want to make sure that what you're doing or the decision that you're making, that it will produce good in your life and in the lives of others, really.
I agree. I mean, I've said that probably 5 times on this podcast. Clearly, if you can remember that, do what produces good, not what feels good. You know, it feels good to sit around and watch Housewives of North Dakota or whatever you're doing. Does it produce good, right? You know, watching, I'd say watching the news and saying, man, everybody's life kind of sucks worse than mine. It makes me feel good. It really doesn't do anything for you. And make a decision to not worry about that stuff and not consume your time with that junk.
Yeah.
Right? Time stealers.
Yeah, I remember that.
Earn your time stealers, and then you could watch the Housewives of St. Paul, Minnesota, whatever the heck is on TV.
So, you know, we just want to go over some decisions that we've had to make in the past. There was a point in our lives where we had to decide whether we were going to file bankruptcy or not. This was 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And we were broke.
We were destitute.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. And, you know, we went so far as to begin to pay for a bankruptcy.
Yeah.
And, you know, we continued to pay for it until we got to pretty much like the last payment, I think.
We had 200. We were so broke, we had to pay $200. We couldn't afford to pay the $200.
Yeah.
Without getting out of the hole of doing other things, getting a house and whatever else.
Right. And, you know, so, but we did. It was heartbreaking for us to even consider filing bankruptcy. But what did your friend say?
Same thing. A counselor of mine, a mentor of mine said, literally, you're not, defined by bankruptcy. The decision you make is to go bankrupt at the moment, not for, forever. So at that moment, let it go. Go ahead and file bankruptcy, put it all behind you, and then start over. You know, that does not define you as being bankrupt. So any of you guys are struggling with cash and things like that, we decided not to. Like I said, we basically forgot about doing it, and it didn't matter. It all worked itself out, and we got out of the hole, just using budgeting and, working hard and things like that.
And we've been through the Dave Ramsey, what is it called?
Yeah, Dave Ramsey, the Financial University. We're big fans of No Debt. We've said that a few times on here.
Yeah. Fully recommend that for anybody who is struggling. So,
but that's a decision. That's a decision you need to make. Do not let it overwhelm you. Do not let it overtake you. That does not define who you are.
Exactly.
But it is a big decision.
It is, and it's one that we made. So the end,
you know what felt real good though? Like about 2 months ago, we got. I guess it had hit like 7 years since we had given them money, right? Or 8 years or whatever the limitation. I don't know what happened. But they ended up saying, "Hey, we got $500 for you," and they gave us a refund because they never did it.
Yeah, so, because we never actually completed filing.
I don't know why they gave us. I mean, I think they kept like half of it, but they gave us $500 back. We're like, sweet,
savings account.
Yeah, whatever,
But another big decision that we've made quite a few times is moving. We've had to decide to uproot our family and, go to different places for jobs or just because we wanted to. And those decisions can be hard, especially when you leave behind people that you love, or you leave, a business behind or your family or your security or whatever you're moving away from. That is a hard decision. So, we've decided, we actually have a decision to make here coming up in a few months. So where we're going to move. So
being transparent. Like I said, we live in Maine. I moved here up front in June by myself, lived in a hotel for a few weeks, working a contract job. And I make a lot of money as a electrical designer for the company I work for. So, I'm very well. I get paid very well to do that. And I did it for 6 months, and then the contract ended, and now we're full-time self-employed again. But that was what needed to be done at the time, so it made me leave the house I loved in Florida, living the lifestyle of being at Disney every weekend, doing the fun stuff we did all the time. That was a really hard decision, especially after having my freedom, the thing I focused on so hard for like 8 years, just trying to come up with a good business that we knew would take us all the way of where we wanted. And good gosh, that was so hard to make decisions, especially leaving a family of 4.
Yeah.
Going 1,500 miles away, taking a job, living in a, oh my God, roach motel, just trying to make sure that we kept all the money going back into the business, back into our savings account, things like that. Moving, very big decision. Like I said, now in July, our lease is up. We want to buy a house. Do we go back to Virginia where we're from when all our family's there? We have built-in babysitters and, whatever. But we didn't, and all our friends are there. Or do we go back to Florida, which same thing, we loved.
We just love that lifestyle.
We loved it. We loved having the, the tropicalness of it and the theme parks. My brother lives there and his family loved them too. All the beaches, big decisions. We have to, and we'll let you know when we make that decision. I don't know.
We're not there yet. Nothing's official. So,
but one thing is for sure, it's a massive decision. So, weighing the pros and cons of what we need to, what the benefits are and what, whatever, and they all have it. You have to figure that out for yourself. Moving is a very big decision. Leaving a job, getting a new job, starting over on the quote unquote, totem pole of working for somebody else, leaving a job. This is, moving. Yeah.
So, one thing that I really like to do with Mike is how we look back on decisions that we've made in the past. A lot of times when you do that, like in the moment of making the decision or going through the crap or whatever, it's painful, right? And you don't necessarily want to make the decisions that you have to make, but you do it. And so, but when we look back, we can see that our steps were ordered and every step that we took and every decision that we made led us to where we are right now. So there's so many things that added up to this moment, so many decisions. And so, I don't regret any of it. You know what I mean? Because I know where it led me.
Yeah. And I think, like I said, same thing. Decisions, making the right decision is really based off your effort of making it the right decision.
Mm-hmm.
So I heard somebody say a long time ago, and it stood with me for years, is, to go through success, to have success, you have to go through a lot of crap. So, it's like, I'm going through crap, you're going through crap. I don't care. When I get to where I need to get, I'll buy new shoes. So who cares about the crap? I'm just going to buy new shoes at the end. I thought that was so good because it really relates to, you're going to go through stuff, to make a decision, the correct decision sometimes.
Yeah.
It's not going to fall, be very perfect. It's not going to be easy. Starting a business is a big decision.
Not easy.
Exactly. It's uphill. But, just go through the crap. At the end, buy a new pair of shoes.
There you go. There are a few decisions that could be bad at times. And one could be like growing your business too fast, which we tried to do. We tried to open a warehouse thinking that adding these employees would double, triple our business and that we would grow at a maximum rate and be happy and successful and millionaires. And that didn't work out. That was actually a really bad decision on our part, but we learned from it. We made it the right decision by shutting it down.
Yeah. The same thing, to give you a little bit of personal experience from me and Talia. We had a business that we built literally on a, shoestring budget to, $100-something thousand the first year in sales, revolving the same $2,000 we started with. I mean, literally just kept putting the money back in and so on and so forth. The second year in 2016, we did almost $400,000 in sales. You can go to our Facebook page, it's literally on there showing our sales for 2016. And what I thought was, we'll just keep putting everything back into the company and we'll keep growing it exponentially. We'll keep our salary very low. We'll put all the profits back into new products. And it just didn't work out the way that mathematically it made sense. It didn't work out. So growing too fast, becoming this $1 million company, that was my thing. I wanted to be, we would not be millionaires. We would have $1 million company. But if I got to that point, I could figure out how to be millionaires.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? Growing too fast, that was a bad decision. We could have easily banked, good gosh, $5,000 a month or something like that, and just as a rainy day fund. So if that happened and the business got shut down like it did temporarily, we would have been fine. We wouldn't have had to move to Maine and me get the job and all that, right?
Yeah. But also, moving too slow, that could also be a bad decision. Now, there are definitely other scenarios where moving too fast or moving too slow are good decisions. Like when making a earth-shattering decision, you may want to move slowly because you want to make sure that you're doing the right thing. But
yeah, like Talia and starting this company, starting our Amazon reselling company. I said, really think about it, learn up front before we go ahead
take your time,
get a business license and move forward. I want you to educate yourself, take your time to figure out the decision. Make sure that it's not going to be something we try really quickly and we're out.
Yep.
Or if the worst thing is literally making a decision to have a business or whatever, then poking it with a stick and, thinking it's going to do anything.
Yeah.
Not
being afraid to put both of your feet in the water. Instead, you're just putting in one toe. You start a business. Once you've made that decision, go ahead and jump in.
Yeah. You gotta submerge yourself.
Yep.
So here's one we always face together. Same thing, weight loss. That's another decision where people have their input on what is right or wrong. Right. Mm-hmm. So for me, I know my motivation. And if I was to start working out and dieting hardcore, meaning I am at the gym once, twice a day. I watch everything. I count calories. I'm on a specific keto diet or this or that. I need to see a massive amount of results. I will lose my motivation, right? Mm-hmm. So for me, I want to lose weight fast. That's my decision is I have to go out there and lose 100 pounds in 3 months if I want to. And I've done it. But other people will say that's a bad decision. You need to lose no more than 2 pounds a week. And you have to do that for 14 billion years to hit your weight loss goal. I'm not a light guy. And, because at the end, your skin will not lose its elasticity and then it'll shrink back up and boom, you'll be good. My personal thing is my decision would be work really, really hard, have a bunch of flabby skin at the end, get surgery, get taken. And I'm saying that because you earned the right to do that, and that's fine. You didn't cheat anything. You just got extra skin now. So you got to do something with it. So, whatever. But yeah, that's a decision where you have to figure out what works for you based off your motivation.
Consult your doctor.
And right or wrong. Neither of them are wrong. It's right, but there is one for you, I think. There's a right or wrong decision for you on what your limitations are as a person and how you can get unmotivated, right?
Yeah. So, when you're making a decision, you need to ask yourself, what is your motivation? Is it a good motivation? Is it positive? Is it selfish? Why are you leaning one way or another? Weigh the pros and cons. And then when making the decision for yourself or to decide what's right, make sure you're not being selfish. Again, do what produces good, not what makes you feel good. And so here's where we're at right now. Oh. If you want to go ahead, honey.
Excuse me, I'm coughing a little bit. So what are we doing? Same thing. What I think I said earlier is literally, I want everybody to realize that we're real people. We have real decisions we have to make. We want to be transparent. Last thing I want is to literally you guys to look at us as friends and us vice versa and literally say, this guy's a daggone phony and he's full of crap or she's making up stuff. They never did this or that. Everything we tell you is true. Like this is stuff that we're being, showing humility here. We're literally telling you exactly what we've gone through because we want people to learn from it.
Ups, downs, goods, bads.
And we're not ashamed of all that. That was our journey throughout the way. And we want people to realize that, we really mean what we say. We really care about people. And we want you to know what's going on in our life. So we do have a business right now that is going very well, right? And very well. It's done. Our expectations are very high. I think if we do nothing else this year, we should do at least $500,000 in sales in Amazon and just this physical year with just me and Talia working part-time. And that could be a very good living. We will not make $500,000. Amazon likes to keep their money too. And we believe in reinvesting a lot of profit. That's how you grow a company. So, but do the math. I mean, we're going to make at least a third of that. We could literally pay ourselves a third of that. We don't. We live very below our means because we like saving money and things like that. But, we have this as a full-time career. Most people look at that and say, man, you're doing pretty good. Keep on doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Do what you enjoy doing. We love podcasting and talking to people. So we love doing this. But, I had a decision recently that we had to make a decision recently that was I call it a high-class problem. My company that I worked for that 6 months, they let us all go, all the contractors go. It's a union thing. And they called me back and they wanted me to come back and work. And of course you would think the easy decision is no, you can make a 6-figure income doing what you love doing. Why would you ever want to go back to a job? Especially people like, oh, why do you want a boss? And I agree. The selfish decision would be to say, why would I ever go back to work for anybody else?
Yeah.
In 6 months, or I guess whatever, back in June when I first came here, I agree. I would not have the answer would have been no.
Yeah.
No chance in the world I would ever take another job for anybody else. I don't like working for anybody else.
And, for me, same thing. My selfish initial first answer is no, don't take the job, because I like how our life is.
It's fun.
I like hanging out with him. I like doing podcasts every day. I like us working together. I like the kids seeing their dad. Yeah. This is a good life.
And it's rough. This is a second shift job. And cat's out of the bag. I decided to take the job. We decided to take the job. Why? Real simple. We have a plan, and July we're done here in Maine, most likely, and we're going to go ahead and move. Our job, the job literally pays a lot. I don't want to say a lot. I don't want to tell you numbers, but 5 figures a month of money, a decent amount of 5 figures at that too, will go directly into a savings account for the next until July. And same thing, I'm being completely transparent with you. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Can we make that, with our business and doing other avenues that we're going to be doing here in the future, or what we're doing right now, we're building, we're not even talking about. Yeah, we easily can do that in the next couple months. And yeah, I probably would, if I was making double what we made right now or whatever, I probably wouldn't take the job. But when we know that we've literally simplified our life and our business down to just literally 8 working days a month almost, I could probably go back and make that money, go ahead and put it all in savings account. And that's, pay off a couple of small debts we have and literally leave Maine debt-free, boatload of cash in the bank with a big business.
Yeah. And, I think when you have a goal and an idea and a plan of what you want to do, it will make your decisions a little more clear and plain. And so, we know that we want to buy a house when we leave Maine. We know that when our lease is up here, we want to settle down somewhere. And that being the case, we would like to have some money for a down payment,
Without hurting our business,
exactly.
Without pulling money that we don't want to take out of the business too soon.
Right. And so doing this, having him go back to work, it is a painful decision because, again, I like my life how it is right now. But I understand that there is an end to this and that there is a goal. And at the end of his contract, we will have hit our goal and we will have what we need in order to secure our future home, basically. Yeah,
and to never, ever have to do this again, really. That's what it comes down to. Literally, no debt, no doing the things that we would hope that you would, do just like we do. We don't believe in debt. We don't believe in these things. So we just want to make sure that once and for all, we're done. We don't ever have to think about ever redoing anything ever over again. The business is, fat and happy. We didn't take any money too soon from it because, like I said, we do very well, but we don't even pay ourselves. Most people think that, we're making a lot of money. We pay ourselves very little because we try to keep everything in the business and reserves or whatever else because we want to grow. We learn from our mistakes. Mm-hmm. And like I said, it's so stupid. It sounds dumb. A high-class problem. You're going to go work second shift and you're going to make a ton of money, doing this thing that's almost too easy. Well, it's way too easy for me. But you know what? It's something I can do for my family to say that I love them so much that I'll do something I don't want to do. And that's a hard decision to make sometimes. And even though it doesn't feel good, really doesn't feel good, we're going to do it. So just to be same thing, transparent, what decisions do we have to make to make sure that everything here that we still love doing, creating the podcast, me developing the website, me, us doing video editing, doing your YouTube page and things like that, we had to make decisions on how to fix that. So how do we decide to do our shopping for now?
So, on days when I guess during
what did we do last week?
What
did we add to our car?
Oh, we got a hitch. We got a hitch so we can put a trailer on. And that will help simplify things for shopping. Instead of only being able to go to 2 stores, I could probably do 2, 3, 4, 5 stores depending on my time, which will help me when I'm doing the business while Mike is working. But during the day, we're going to plan out our day so that we're able to fit in as much as possible as far as recording the podcast and
going to the gym
and getting other things done that we need to get done. So don't worry, we're not shutting down the podcast.
But yeah, like I said, same thing. Almost we can do our job even faster and take care of our business faster. This is making a decision like this makes you make decisions to make your business that much better,
efficient,
that much more efficient. So literally, fine, we're just going to buy a trailer. We got a hitch on the car, and boom, we're going to go out 2 weekends a month, fill up our trailer, just in 1-2 days, and we're done for the whole month.
Yep.
And then, that sounds a lot easier than working. Oh, we're going to go spend $300 a day on inventory and $500 tomorrow and whatever else. No, we're going to spend $5,000, take whatever it is in one day, and boom.
Yeah.
We can do that. And when we do podcasts, we're going to let's record 3 or 4 in one day. John Lee Dumas, he does the everyday podcast. And I mean, he said it before, he'll literally sit down for an entire day and do 7 interviews, and that will be his whole week.
Yep.
And why not? It's a great, efficient way to get things done. And, that's what we want to do. Same thing with web stuff and all that. I might get a little bit less sleep, but it's the price you have to pay to get what you want to get.
Yeah.
So making that decision was hard, but we're going to do it. I'm going to do it. Start on Monday. It won't affect you guys at all. But I want you to know I'm sad.
All right, guys. So that's our hard decision. I know there's some people out there who have had hard decisions to make, and you have had good results from those hard decisions. So hit us up. Let us know about it. We'll spread the word for you about what those decisions were and how the success that came from them. So hit us up on Facebook, facebook.com/MIB podcast, or email us info@themibpodcast.com.
We appreciate you guys. Just like I said, if you have any questions for us, anything you want to hit us up with, we'd be happy to give you our opinion, our based off our past and things we've hit, different issues we've had. We'd love to be transparent and give you, our help in any case we can. So we can't email everybody. If you get 4 billion emails, then I'm sorry.
We'll get to you as soon as we can.
But we do want to help. We want you to know that. So we appreciate you guys. Episode 11 is in the books, and we look forward to seeing you guys next time. Thanks so much. We love you.
Don't kill it.